There have been days where I've wanted to quit. There have been days where I've wanted to totally give in on this channel, where I've wanted to totally give in on my musical journey, where I wanted to totally quit and say I'm done with it forever and get into something else, not knowing what that something else even would be. But here I am. Hello again, everyone. I am Legend, as you already know. I have not been here in about a month now. I haven't been in the studio really at all. I took a more extended break to kind of regather myself and I guess refind my purpose, my passion, my drive for doing this. As you guys know, I'm pretty honest when it comes to my mental health on this channel, my journey on this channel as a musician in my everyday life, and how I go about moving through this creative lifestyle. And with that comes many peaks and many valleys, the ups and downs of our life that we face as creatives. And I have found in the last month, I've gone through so many of these peaks and valleys. I've tried to record this video many weeks ago before I left for the UK, talking about my current experience in, trying to provide for myself and save for my future and make a living for myself on this platform and as a musician. And it has been incredibly tough, I'll say, in the past couple of weeks, because I've gone through some of the toughest times in my entire life. And at the time when I was recording my last video, I was really emotional. I think it was necessary for me to take that time to myself and cry alone and sort of have the time to look back over the past few weeks and what I've learned, what I've experienced about, in regards to myself as a creative, as a person trying to go through life, and just take some time away. I did talk about on my last live stream about what I'm doing to supplement my income, because as musicians, I feel like this day and age, if you're not like really popping, out there like that, then it's very hard to make a living from just your music alone. You have to be doing something else. You have to be selling something else, because music and streaming, the way that works, if you're not getting millions or hundreds of thousands of streams, you're not making an income. And so normally what I would do is turn to this YouTube channel for my sponsorships, for my views and the AdSense that I get from this channel. But it has taken a turn, I'll say. It has slowed down quite a bit. And not to like do any kind of, sympathy story or anything like that. I'm just speaking the truth of my journey. And what I've had to do is I've had to pick up other side gigs to, make a living for myself. And basically these past 2 weeks, I've been doing Lyft. I've been doing Uber driving, or the equivalent of Uber driving. I've been doing Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, all of these other things that are self-employed that gives me the time to schedule my own, work schedule and still make money for myself. Now, it hasn't been easy because I have felt like a failure. I'm not gonna lie. There have been days where I've wanted to quit. There have been days where I've wanted to totally give in on this channel, where I've wanted to totally give in on my musical journey, where I wanted to totally quit and say I'm done with it forever and get into something else, and not knowing what that something else even would be. But here I am. I'm still here. I'm back and I'm talking to you right now because I truly feel that I still do have a purpose in music, and I still do have a purpose in creating content, creating videos for people out there to see. Now, it may not necessarily always be teaching, how to make certain things and how to mix and master and how to do this and how to do that. Sometimes I feel like just these kinds of videos where I'm talking genuinely about my experience can be just as effective and useful for people out there who are also getting started in their music journeys to see how this life really is. I've always prided myself on being the type of person who uploads content that's not always toxic positivity, always going out there, everything's great and everything's well and I'm just happy all the time, because while that is feel good, it's not realistic. Everything is not always going to be great, and especially as a creative, especially as a musician, there are tons and tons of times where we feel defeated, where we feel like we've been set back from, our goals and the things that we want to achieve as musicians. But I just thought that it would be useful for me to be back here in this space that I've loved for such a long time and then slowly started to hate over time because it became like a job. It became like a chore, a place where I didn't want to be. It became stressful to come here and to create music. It became stressful for me to think about the next video and are people going to watch this? Are they not going to watch this? Am I going to get more sponsorships? Am I going to make a living for myself? These things all kind of have poisoned my mood and my thoughts around my music, and it's made it not fun to create. I can't stress enough that you have to have balance in your life. You have to take the time to do things just for yourself, and then do things because it's a part of the career, it's part of the work. I, for so long, have meshed these two together, and I have not had a good balance in setting aside time for just creating music for the fun of it. I forgot what that feels like. And because I forgot what it feels like and I missed that feeling, I stopped liking making music. I was uninspired. I would come in here and try to do something and nothing would come out. And that's what prompted me to kind of take a step back. And like, I have had times in this break where I felt that super heaviness from being away from the thing that I love so much, feeling like I'm not fulfilling my purpose. There were days where I had thoughts. I had very negative thoughts towards myself and my life and wanting to give up. And I kind of just want to show people that there's a light at the end of the tunnel when you're feeling like this. During the time when I was in it, when I was deep in that sadness and that depression, because I was depressed, I felt like there was no way out. I felt like I was never going to be able to feel happy again, to feel fulfilled again, to feel like I'm doing something with my life again. I felt like I failed because I took that time away, because I wasn't making music every day, because I had no ideas to even come here and make music or have the joy. But I'm feeling myself, and I have been feeling myself, crawling out of that depression and coming out to see the light of day. And it took me taking an extended period of time away from my creativity to get to that. It's a very scary thing because when you come back to your music, when you come back to your creativity and the thing that you want to do, the thing that you've been away from for so long, you feel like maybe I've lost a bit of that essence. Maybe I've lost my creativity. Maybe when I get back to trying to make something, what if nothing comes out and I've spent all this time away? I've wasted all this time. I could have been sharpening my tools and continually making beats every day and trying to write songs every day. Sometimes it's necessary to just live your life. And although I haven't done anything super crazy over the past few weeks, I've been social again. That's been a big change in my life. Been social with total strangers in the backseat of my car, which is a little bit, okay. I needed that. So much of my time is spent alone in this studio. And I remember when I was recording the videos before I left, I specifically was honing in on the fact that I'm alone all the time because of this. I'm at the studio or at home by myself, and I was crying because I felt it. I felt lonely. I couldn't relate to anyone. I couldn't speak to anyone. I needed some social interaction. And so that's one thing that I got from this. So many times we get enveloped in the creation, the music, the gear, the learning, we want to do everything that we can to make sure that these dreams come true. But we forget to live our lives. We forget to love ourselves and spend time with ourselves genuinely instead of time with ourselves working and slaving away. I think being back, there definitely will be a change in the videos that I make, because part of the stress was wondering, are people going to watch this? Are people going to like this? What's the views gonna look like after 24 hours? What's my analytics gonna look like? Is YouTube gonna stifle my growth? Should I tap dance for the algorithm? Should I play the game? Should I succumb to the rules and regulations of this robot and where it has me niched down into? Or should I just do what I love to do? Because that's the thing that I've always preached. And the answer is I should just do what I love to do. And I hope that that helps you to do what you love to do. And that's all I have to say today. I'll see you in the next video. I love you guys so much, and I have missed you with all of my heart. I'll see you on live stream this weekend. As always, stay legend.